for the money reset, right? We're halfway through 2026. And what is that your goal? Where are you on your money goals? How are you doing? Happy Sunday. And if you missed the Wealth Building Academy yesterday, that was explosive. And today we're starting another challenge, which is the mid-year money reset. How are you doing? Right? You intend we're already almost half of the year. Can you imagine 26 is around, it's about winding down. Can you even believe that? When did we start? And I have a question for you. How are you doing with that goals, those goals that you have? The new year, new me, where are you at? Welcome, welcome. And if you're just meeting me, this is the $1 Million League. I am Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. I help professionals turn their income into real wealth. And as a matter of fact, yesterday we had an explosive session with other two doctors where we talked about wealth. We had a wealth building academy. We talked about real estate. We talked about investing, anything to help you grow your money and ultimately have financial freedom. So it's so good to have you all today. So welcome in. Invite your friends over, share out the live, invite your friends over, and how are you all doing? Welcome in today. Awesome. So guess what? Have you heard about the Quitters Day? That's one of the things that I heard today in church, and I was like, Pastor David said, Quitters Day. I never knew there was something called Quitters Day. You know what Quitters Day is? It is designated the second Friday in January. That is the day that most people, where the new year, new me, that's when it ends. And why am I saying this? Because guess what? You're starting the mid-year money reset tomorrow, which is on the 8th. Why? A lot of times you have all of those goals at the beginning of the year. I want to achieve this, I want to achieve that, about the fitness, about your health, about your wealth, about everything, about your finances. But guess what? Along the line, it falls off, right? And that's part of the reason we're starting the money reset challenge, the mid-year money reset. So it's okay if you have, you've not, things that happened and you've not done well with your finances, or you have not achieved your financial goals that you set at the beginning of the year. It's okay, right? That's why we're coming back again. You can still end the year on a good note. And that's what we're starting tomorrow, the 21 days of money reset, where you're going to be talking about your investing, about your finances. What are you going to be changing in terms of your structure, right? And you can ask me, you can also request up and ask me any questions that you might have about that. It's going to be pretty amazing. So if your goal is to change something about your finances, it's your goal to, still build well before the end of the year, or you have debts to take care of, then you want to join this challenge. It's free. All you have to do is execution, right? That's all you have to do, right? Because I have one question for you, right? Are you actually wealthier than January? Are you wealthier than you were in January, right? I just want you to think about it. Are you wealthier than where you are at in general? I know a lot of things are happening, right? A lot of layoffs and all of that. The economy is not at the best. Gas is at the highest level right now, double the price because of the Iran war. It might be the multiple layoffs with Oracle, laying off 30,000 people, Spirit laying off 17,000. There is also Meta at 7,000, droves of layoffs. And you might have been impacted in one way or the other, right? But then, right, that's not the end of it, right? Just understand that. I mean, this is genuinely even talking to some people today, because a lot of people, are being impacted. They're struggling right now. If that's the situation, know that it's not just you, it's the economy. No, it's not you, because a lot of people are losing their how do I put it? They're losing their self-confidence. They're rethinking who they are, right? They're all, already thinking, okay, what is wrong with me? How come I'm impacted by this? How come I'm impacted by that? You might also be struggling when it comes to your bills, your day-to-day bills. Don't think it's you, right? Don't think, and that's part of we had the and let's keep tapping out the live. Welcome in. And if you have not click on the follow button, click on that subscribe button, and join the $1 Million League. This is the community of millionaires, and we help people. It's a strategy. We work with strategies that's going to help you to turn your income into real wealth. And yesterday we had the Wealth Building Academy, and we had Dr. O from New York, who is a clinical therapist. And one of the things that she has seen recently is the impact of the layoff and the economy on the typical human, like typical American, or it's not even American alone, it's a global issue right now. Because think about it, inflation increased from 3.3% to 3.8% in a space of 1 month. That tells you something. Gas has doubled its price. So there's a lot of hardship, there's a lot of things going on that people are not even talking about. A whole lot. Most families, at least maybe there's one person, especially if they're in the tech world. Most families, there's one person is probably one person raising the family and holding the family on. And at least you would have had one of your friends, either they're talking or they're not talking, one of your friend already been impacted, or family member. One person that has been already been impacted. So you please, at this point, if you are in that shoes, no, it's not about you. It is not about you. It is not about your it's not about the quality of what you bring, or your intellect, or you're losing your, it's not, just understand that, right? Don't lose your self-worth. Some people have worked 25 years, right? I had a tenant work 25 years in IBM and got laid off, right? So tell me, what has that person done differently? Nothing. This person has done successfully well for 25 good years, right? But then all of a sudden, right, it's not you. There's something called, we're in a K economy. Understand that. There's a K economy. What does K economy mean? K economy simply means that the wealthier are getting exponentially wealthier, right? That's why the stock market is at all-time high, right? And then the middle class, please speak English, right? I'm speaking English, right? I do not understand the English that you're talking about. We have the YouTube community, and click on that subscribe button. You're just meeting me. This is Dr. Lina. I'm Doctor of Business and Technology. Right, and I help professionals turn their income into real wealth. But I'm just trying to, this is not typically what I will talk about. I talk about real estate, talk about smart investing. I talk about how you can turn that your income into real wealth, how you save, building, things like LLC, having your legacy in place, your insurance, all of your financial fortress. It's a whole wealth building academy, it's a whole wealth building curriculum that we talk about here. But today, I just felt that we need to, look at the reality on ground as we start the money reset. A money reset, 21 days of money reset, right? Tomorrow, we're starting that tomorrow. We just ended, we had the Wealth Building Academy yesterday, a free training for 4 hours. And tomorrow we're starting the 21 days of money reset, right? The media money reset. Hey, congratulations joining the $1 Million League. Congratulations to everybody that has clicked that follow button and joined the $1 Million League. And for you to be a part of that, of the challenge, all you have to do is to click on the follow button, and then make sure you are here every single day. Not only, it doesn't have to be live, just check on the page if you can come live, so that we'll tell you the exact action you're taking by the day. That's what it is, and we're doing it from the 8th to the 28th of the month. But before we even talk about that, right, I just thought to, this is not the reason, I don't even know why I'm saying this, but this is not the reason why I came up live today. The main reason was to, just because I was not here yesterday, I just wanted to talk to everyone, sensitize us about the 21 days of money reset. But I just thought that let's talk about the reality on ground. A lot of people are going through a lot of stuff, and please feel free to share, right? And a lot of people are not saying it. There's a whole lot of, we need to, I cannot, I have to be cognizant of the reality of a lot of people that have been working for all of their lives. They're losing their jobs. A lot of people are going through financial hardship. And I totally understand that. And that might just be the case of, at the beginning of the year, it might not be like this. You had major plans. Maybe you had said, okay, you know what, I'm just going to start investing in real estate. You have, you're saying that, okay, I'm going to pay off my debt, right? It might be that, okay, you know what, I'm going to do the next big, I'm going to get promoted. But guess what happened? Maybe you lost your job, you lost an income, you lost all of this, and it's not looking like the year is not looking like the way you started it, right? My question earlier is, are you wealthier than January? That was my question, right? Are you wealthier than January? But then if things are not looking like the way it is, or you expected it at the beginning of the year, no, it doesn't have to be like it doesn't have to be. Know that it's not totally your fault at times, right? Because you don't have control over another organization. You don't have control over it. You don't have control over the iron wall. You don't have control over the AI issue that the AI taking over jobs. You don't have control over the economy. You don't have control over, companies like they're happy to jump to lay off a lot of people, right? You don't have control over that. But then, one thing that you have control over is understand one thing: your mental health. Have control over your mental health. Prepare yourself. Ensure that, okay, what is the next thing for me? Whatever you need to do within this time to make sure that you keep ends meet, you have your head high. Make sure that you're doing that. I'm not a mental health person, but yesterday we had one of the leading mental health practitioner, Dr. Otielu, in our academy yesterday. And she said she has been seeing more of this, where people are losing their identity because of the what is going on, because of people losing a lot of their jobs and a lot of their income, right? So if we're starting the 21 days money reset tomorrow, and if you're starting that, it just shows that I'm not connecting to the reality on ground. But then let's say you have been impacted. The first thing first is ensure that, if you have not been impacted in any way, fantastic stuff for you. But know that one thing: start having your emergency funds immediately. Part of the things we're going to be having the challenge, right? Have your emergency funds, because the economy is not what it used to be. Number two is ensure that you're not spending, you're spending money on what is really needed. Now is not the time to start doing all of those. You know what, I want to spend this. And thank you all for tapping out the live. Thank you all for tapping out the live, sharing out the live, and click the follow button. If you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. I'm the convener of the $1 Million League, which is this community of people that want to turn their income into real wealth, because a lot of people take their income, they fund lifestyle. That is not going to help you build wealth. You're just working to fund lifestyle, right? To fund lifestyle, to build wealth, you have to take your income, using to fund asset, then asset will give you cash flow to fund that lifestyle, right? So having said that, hey Andrew, hey Tayuza, thank you all, ABK, and everyone that is here. So Tayuza, Andrew, ABK, Toro, Comfort, use it. So like I was saying, so if in any way that you have been impacted in any way in this whole journey, I just thought to buttress it. Abigail, thank you, welcome in, right? If you have been impacted in any way, no, it is not your fault. Manage your mental health, right? Manage your mental health and pick yourself up, right? Get additional skills, right? Get an additional skills that is going to help you. Whatever you need to do to salvage your family, of course, it's not a legitimate thing. It's not something that is legal. Whatever you can do. See, if you have to drive Uber this time, you can do it. Dr. O, who was in our live yesterday, that at the Wealth Building Academy that we had yesterday, she said at a time when she lost a job, or when she got laid off, right, in her job, and maybe Andrew and a few people were in the class, a lot of people were in the class yesterday, right, in the Wealth Building Academy. You would have heard that story. She said that she stooped low and she started doing something. She started doing how doing some form of consultancy. She started thinking of how to start lecturing. She was laid off as a director. She started applying for lecturing job, even though she had not gotten a doctorate degree then. She started thinking of consultation. But guess what? She said by the time she got all of those things, she ended up earning way more money, double of our money. So you have to think of what are the optional things. I mean, and if you still have a job, make sure you have additional stream of income. One income is close to no income. Or know that, because not even with the layoffs that we had. So first thing, if you have your job, make sure that now you're not spending unnecessarily. Only focus on what you have to, your major bills. Save as much as possible, invest as much as possible. Pending when this economy gets better, there's a reason why inflation jumped from 3.3% to 3.8%, right? So it means that you need to do more, right? So, and the media money reset is going to help you achieve this. We're starting that tomorrow. It is free. All that it takes you is just click on that follow button. Make sure that you're taking the challenge every single day. So every single day, we're going to post out a challenge, right? You're going to take that action. It's going to cover, things about your skill. Think about your money management. Think about your discipline. So think about you going back to look at your account and see where is the leakage, where are the leakages. Understanding what your net worth is. Understanding, how do you double your money? Then understanding how do you invest. Forcing you to go and open your account. All of those things. So if you've been trying to invest and you've not figured it out, now this challenge is going to help you. You don't want to miss any part of it. And yes, you might be like, okay, you know what? I don't even have this income. I'm laid off or whatever. That's why I started with that. It doesn't still mean that you cannot follow the challenge or take the step. Take all of the notes with everything, how you can even increase your skill set, all of those, what you can do. And as a matter of fact, if you have been laid off, think about certifications that you can do. There's so many free certifications that you can do, right? Like Harvard Business School. There's so many free AI training that is there. Go on Coursera. The trainings that you can do. If you have to ride Uber, nobody cares about, now do anything possible that requires you. Drop the pride. Take everything that requires you to take care of your family. That's all that matters, right? Right now, and get yourself together. If you have your job, make sure we'll be as part of the challenge. We'll build our emergency funds. We will talk about debt payoff, the strategy around it. It is going to be one action per day, starting from tomorrow. So make sure you click on that follow button. Join the $1 Million League. Those are things that we do right here. And Samuel just joined the $1 Million League. Join on that follow button. And on my YouTube side as well, it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina, right? Also subscribe. Make sure you click on that subscribe button on the YouTube side, and on the TikTok side, make sure you do that as well. And the question I had was, are you better off, right? It's halfway to the end of the year. And we know summer is going to pass. It's going to be August before we know it. And once August is here, guess what? It's Thanksgiving. And before we know it's the end of the year. And that's why we're doing this. We did one in December ahead of the new year. And now we're doing it again for the mid-year. Victor, how are you? Doki, how are you? Bab, how are you? Make sure you click on that subscribe button if you haven't done that. Yeah, and we're talking about the 21 days of mid-year, 21 days or mid-year reset, right? And if you want to join in, make sure you click the follow button and join the $1 Million League, which is this community. Sorry, that was my okay, yeah. And let's keep tapping out the light, sharing out the first. Someone, how are you? Yes, make sure you click the subscribe button and the follow button to join the challenge. Do not miss out on this opportunity, right? Because, and not just, don't click just on the follow button. Make sure you take action. It's about, if you do not execute, people take courses, people read books. If you do not execute, even if you pay $100,000 and that 100,000 you pay for a course, if you do not execute, somebody that did not pay anything and executed on the same thing would achieve a better result. So you want to make sure that you execute, you are actionable, right? You take actionable steps to achieve, following through this journey. So it's not about you making more money, right? It's I'm asking you, if what is your net worth? Has your net worth increased? Do you even know what your net worth is? Do we even know? Your net worth is basically your asset minus your liability, right? What is your asset? How much do you have in cash? How much do you have in terms of, property? How much minus what are your debt, right? That's going to be your net worth. And that's part of the things that you should even start today, right? Your For the people that were in the academy yesterday, that was the challenge for them, to understand their net worth, and also to have their freedom number, right? Freedom number is 25 times, 25 times your, what your annual expenses would be, right? What is your freedom number? Some people don't know their freedom number, right? So you want to know your freedom number. You want to know what your net worth is. Some people have never sat down to do this calculation, so you want to do the calculation. I am also going to be doing it, because it's been a minute. I did it last in January, so I'm sitting down and doing the same thing. I'm understanding my net worth. I'm understanding my freedom number, right? And then most importantly, manage your mental health. If you're struggling on the income side and your job and all of that, manage your mental health. It's not you. And this phase, know that this time will pass. This time will pass. So don't let it weigh you down. Don't let it shut you down. Don't shut it out, right? If you have to communicate with anybody, communicate. You are not alone. Know that you are not alone. Trust me. Know that you are not alone. Even, we were talking about in multiple doctors, doctors or PhD holders, we're talking about it. Even in the academia, it is being impacted. In technology, it's it's impacting, cutting across so many, right? It is just this economy is making the wealthier extremely wealthy. So it's a K economy. K economy means K, right? This is the economy, the wealthier. This is everybody's here. The wealthier is going this direction, and the middle class, or the people here, is going down. That's the K economy. So we're in a K economy, right? So please manage your mental health and also be respectable. Manage people, right? Be kind to people, right? Because a lot of people are going through a lot of things, right? But with the 21 days of money reset that we're starting tomorrow, right? Make sure you follow through on it, right? It's 21 days. I call it the 21 days fast, right? 21 days fast, 21 days of money reset. It's going to help you, because let's say that you don't even have that income, you don't have a job or whatever. It's going to give you clarity on what is the next step. What is the skills? What skills do you have, right? Can you be doing content creation? I know that might take time. It might be a struggle. It might not be. You might not have passion. Can you sell on City Shop? Can you do what are the side hustles that you can do? Can you ride Uber? Can you rent your own car? You're not going to work anyways right now. Can you rent your car on Toro? So it's going to make you have some form of clarity, right? What are the other things you can do? Take this time. Let's say, assume that for the people that you've lost a job or something, or you're out of job right now, this is the time. Sit down, stop wallowing on the past, focus on the direction, and take it as a form of positive thing for you to know, okay, what is the other thing I can do? A lot of us have only focused on one thing: income, right? But guess what? We've only focused on one stream of income. What are the other streams of income that you have? What are the other things that you can do? Start thinking about it. There was something that your employer is paying you for, right? That skill set. It doesn't have to be in a particular company, in a paid end income. But how can you still use that skill to generate something else? I used Dr. O yesterday. She started thinking of, she was in a corporate environment working and as a director. She lost her job. That was about 14 years ago or something. It was devastating for her, at that level. But guess what? She started making more money. How? She started thinking of lecturing. So she wasn't thinking of the lecturer. Now she lectures. She is in one of the Ivy League. She lectures in one of the Ivy League as a main, like a tenure professor. But then on top of that, she is also She now still lectures in another 5 universities. And then she travels the world because everything is virtual. We were in Japan together in July. She was still working, right? Because and she was making money. And on top of that, she has her own consultation. She has her own private practice in the heart of New York. That opened up new opportunities. So it's always think about it when a door shuts down to you. What are the other doors? It's going to create more doors. Think about it as an opportunity. Things that the time that you never had, right? Because you are focused on, oh, this job, doing somebody else's job. Now you have the time. Think about it's going to give you some clarity. Take it and take the positivity out of it. And like I said, I was not here to talk about this tonight. I don't know the people that this might be beneficial to, right? But I can tell you, I feel it, I see it, and we see you. We see you. I see you. I cannot be telling you, oh, you know what? I'm Money Talk. We're talking about $1 million. And I do not see the pain of people that don't even have a job, right? I know of people that have worked for 20 years in their life, 25 years in their life consistently. And guess what? Today they don't have a job. Some people already have gotten to director position. They do not, now they're being laid off. They don't have a job. We see you and you are not alone. It is not about you. Know that. It is not about your skill set. It is not that you're not good enough. It's not about that. It is about the economy, right? So understand that. Don't let that impact your mental. And let's keep tapping out the light. Make sure you click on that follow button and join the $1 million League. We start them. We start the mid-year money reset, right? Mid-year money reset. We start that tomorrow. It's a 21 days of money reset. Thank you. And Dream Space, just click on the follow button. Congratulations. Joining the $1 million League. Congratulations to you, right? And if you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. Oh, you can also just click on that follow button. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you joining the $1 million League. And when we say $1 million League, you might be wondering what, right? It simply means that we're saying that we are going to get to that $1 million status in 10 years or less, right? People do not do it in 65. Hey, Dream Space also got the daily admin. Make sure you get your daily admin and become a fan. You see the MDL, that is the $1 million League, right? A lot of people, the thing about it, you might be, I just thought to talk about, because we talked about it. Dr. O is a clinical therapist. So she started seeing clients and she needed to bring it up. So I know that I can't be telling you, build wealth, build wealth. We can't be talking about $1 million League. And with people within this community, they're still struggling. They don't even have income. People are being laid off, right? But then it's a reality, and we need to talk about that. We need to talk about that. So no, it's not about you, really. No, it's not about you. $1 million League is about people. And make sure you click on the subscribe button on the YouTube side. $1 million League is basically we saying that, you know what, instead of you, people work from age 20 to 65. Okay, Essential, welcome in. I'm a nurse, but I'm unemployed. I am so sorry, Oyeka. I am so, and she's a nurse, right? Is that also impacting the nursing world? I thought the medical field is, immune for now, and you can request up if you want to talk about it. It's okay as well. Because I thought the medical field is kind of immune, right? Because I know the tech world is, the boat is being rocked to the bottom right now, right? It's good you are being considerate of those who might be starting from scratch or experience. Oh, thank you so much, Andrew, right? And feel free, anybody can request or please talk, right? A lot of us are not talking, especially within the Black community. People are not speaking up, and a lot of people are going through stuff. I tell you, right? Why did I even start this going on social media? Because for the first time in many years, I have been in real estate for over a decade, right? For the first time, I had, I did have eviction, 3 evictions. Hey, Andrew, how are you? You were in the live yesterday, right? Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, it was eye-opening when the person you brought in was sharing about 8 of his friends have lost their job. That was my eye opening. Nothing is really certain in this economy if you're not doing something outside for yourself. So that was really eye opening right there.
Thank you, Andrew, for chiming in. And that's why I thought, you know what, I can't be talking about wealth, or talking about, because when I talk about wealth, I talk about the money wealth. Like, a lot of times people always think it's just money equals wealth. No, there's the money wealth, there's the time wealth, there's the peace wealth, there's the health wealth. Now, I have people that are struggling with even with paying their bills because they've lost their job, right? And then we're talking about wealth. What sort of wealth are we even talking about? Like my friend just said, she's enough, and and unemployed. Never knew. I thought even the health sector is immune. So think about it. Dr. O, we had three doctors that we were in the Wealth Building Academy yesterday, and that's what Andrew was talking about. And he said he knows 8 out of 10 people of his friends, right? I tell you, 8 out of them, he said that they are out of job because he's a chief information security officer, so he's in the tech world. He said 8 are already. So check on your friends. Check on your friends, right? And if you are in that boat, right, we see you. Just hold your head high, right? Hold your head high. Nigerians are over. Yeah, hold your head high, right? Even relationship could also be termed as well. Yes, absolutely. Networking is also part of wealth demand. You're right. Networking is one of the things that, Dr. Otula yesterday, she said that maintain relationship. If you have, keep that relationship, or don't have the relationship, maintain the relationship so that you don't before you need it, so you're not looking for the relationship when you need it. So technically make sure you keep that relationship, right? And as a matter of fact, even in marriage, which I mean today is typically the family and finance, right? Family and finance. So the relationship in marriage, money is one of the things that are destroying homes right now. We've talked about that. But Andrew, you have something to say?
Yeah, the thing about keeping a relationship, I have a testimony about that. There was a time I lost my job. I was away from my job for almost 2 years. I'm in the IT field. But the lady who is my relator, the husband got a job as a director of IT in a firm. So he now reached out to me. That was how I plugged back into my IT career again. Despite I was doing many jobs here and there. So, but if I just, ignore the relationship, then how would he have remembered to call me? Or if while I was with them, I didn't have that good rapport with them. So it's important, we maintain good relationship and the character. Because if he didn't trust me, he wouldn't say, okay, yeah, come and join me now. So those are some things I just thought to add why you mentioned that.
Thank you so much, Andrew, for chipping that in. Yeah, relationship is very key, right? I mean, a whole lot. There's so many people that was like, okay, you work with this boss, and it was like, when it's time, right? They move you. I know people that have moved with bosses, right? Three, four companies, right? Yeah. So you're absolutely correct. And you said something out of what you said, Andrew. You said you were out of a job for 2 years and you were doing manual job. So, did you hear that? That was the same thing with Dr. O yesterday when she said that, you know what? That was what, when she lost her jobs. And this is for people that, they're out of jobs right now, right? If you're in that boat, think about what are the other things. Don't just totally shut it out, right? Think about it. It's an opportunity for the next thing, right? Opportunity for the next thing. And do not totally, don't dwell so much in it. A lot of times it's like, okay, your ego is bruised. You feel that, oh, am I not enough? You might, right? If you're talking about investing, you're doing scroll or whatever, like, I'm not even in this boat. Is it that I'm not good enough? It is not. I mean, even as of today, right now, it's not about you. So what are the other things, right? What are the make the lemonade out of your lemons, right? So as we start this money reset, Think about certifications that you can do. Like I mentioned, Google Coursera is there, free for you. As a matter of fact, I took some certification 14 or 16 years ago. That's how I pivoted from corporate finance. I'm an economist and a chartered accountant, and I moved to technology just with $500, less than $500 in certification in less than 5 months, and I increased my income by 30,000 with less than $500, right? Think about those kind of certifications that you can actually do. And if you need anything in terms of, Dr. Lina, what things can I do? Then, reach out, right? Think of side also. And if you have your own income, right? You're not laid off, you have a good job, fantastic for you. But for you on your own end, make sure you have your emergency fund because nobody is immune at this point. I tell you, nobody, right? Nobody is indispensable. AI is ravaging, right? So think about, have your emergency fund. Only buy things that you need, right? Your basic needs. Now it's not the time to start investing, to start doing things that you don't need. I'm taking a course on digital health, but my problem is like laptop. Yeah, so the laptop you have to, is it that you're not getting a laptop or what do you mean by the laptop? Maybe you need to get one. In Yangi, welcome to the $1 million league. Welcome to the $1 million league. Congratulations to you. So think about, what are the other side hustles that you can do that can bring money in, right? You don't have a laptop. Yeah, you probably need to get one, right? You need to get one because you have to invest something to be able to get whatever you need, right? Because your goal is, what you want to achieve that digital health. So you need to look at what are the ways for you to be able to get what you need to achieve, what you need to achieve, right? Because at the end of the day, you need to look at the price in front. What do you want to achieve? You know that if you come in, you get your digital health certification, right? Whatever it takes, right? You make sure that whatever it takes, you make sure that you put that investment in, right, so that you achieve the goal, and then it's going to have a return in investment. It's just like a return in investment, basically. That's what it is. That's what it is. But good job, well done. You're already pivoting, and that's exactly the way to go, right? That's exactly the way to go, right? So if you are not, you have your job, good for you, congratulations. Make sure you join this whole challenge from beginning to the end. Execute it accordingly, right? Execute it accordingly. In church today, Pastor Dave, who is my pastor, told us something I just heard for the first time. Do you know that there's something called, do you know there's a Quitter's Day? A public holiday. It's not it's an holiday. Every day that we have something like Mother's Day is an holiday here in America, right? They call it holiday. There's an holiday, a day that is called the Quitter's Day. Do you know what the Quitter's Day is? A Quitter's Day is the day when people that, and you can go on Google. I was even so surprised. You can go on Google. You would see that Quitter's Day is people that start the year, like the day that people with your new year resolution when it ends, like it's the second, I think it's the second Friday in January, right? People that have all those I'm going to start my gym, you register for the gym, and you know what, in January, and guess what, by the second week, is this like second week in January, second week in February, right? That is the day. And let's keep tapping out, like click on the follow button. Let's get it to 5,000. Click on the follow button and join the $1 Million League. This community is the $1 Million League, right? Where we are making sure that we are building wealth, and we're getting to that $1 million status in 10 years or less, using the strategy, not get rich quick scheme, but of course strategies that the multi-millionaire uses. That's what we do right here. And we're talking about the 21 days of money reset that starts tomorrow. We had the Wealth Building Academy yesterday. Congratulations to everyone that joined that. We had a 4 hours free session. 4 hours free session. 4 hours. That's what we had yesterday. So if you missed that, don't miss. Hey, the people, thank you so much for that. Welcome in. If you missed that and you want the record, then send me a DM. But then if you missed that, the 21 days is the execution. So we start that tomorrow. You don't want to miss that. As a matter of fact, today, go check what is your net worth. What is your asset minus your liability? Are you in a negative net worth, or you are a zero net worth, or you are in a whatever hundreds of thousands of dollars net worth or $5,000 net worth? know that, right? You would see what this is going to help you to do within the next couple of days. Another thing that you want to also have is, what is your freedom number, right? A lot of people are just saying that I want to have money, 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 right? But what is enough money for you, right? Take number 25 and multiply it by what your annual expenses is. 25 times your annual expenses, then you would have what your freedom number is. It means that it's, I call it the FU, number. Like, where you can say that, what, your boss is troubling, you can say, and you have that money, right? You can say, look at your boss in the face and you say F you, whatever that is, right? Yes, that's what it means, right? What is your freedom number? You don't need to be Robert Kiyosaki that has 15,000 houses. You don't need to be another person that has, some people, their own number is $1 million. Some people is 500,000. Some people is, 10 million, 5 million. It is about you that knows your expenses, your lifestyle, then multiply by 25. That is your freedom number. Some people don't know their retirement number. So these all 21 days is to sensitize you to see all of those, to actually start thinking, where do you put your money? Do you leave it in the bank? So like the rule of 72, take 72, and what is the interest that you get in whatever investment you're doing? So if you are getting 1%, it means that it takes you 72 years to double your money, right? So it's, then you'll be looking at things about your, your bank account, your statement of account. Where is your money going, right? What is your own personalized wealth blueprint? All of those things are the things that we're going to be doing. Then we'll also be touching about what are the skill sets that you can also, how can you negotiate with your employer? How can you increase your income, right? If you're out of job, we're going to also be giving some tips on, these are things that you can do. Like I mentioned, the first that you can do is Google Coursera, free training. Harvard Business School, free training. On YouTube, free training. What are you can be a social media manager. You can be, you can learn how to, do the video. You can do AI, social media handler. Do you know how many mails I get every single day, right? About, can I help you edit your videos? Can I help you, handle your social media, whatever, and I'm storing all of those whatever, right? Because it gets to a certain point where I cannot do this, right? And I have a whole team, right? And I'm increasing my team every single time. If you have that skill set, you are part of my community. Absolutely. Who is the first person that is going to come? That is some money for you, and like some people, maybe you are in Africa, right? And because of the exchange rate, it might not be a lot of money in the United States, but in Africa, it's a lot of money when you convert the dollars to naira. It might just be, and you use it as side also, 1 hour, 2 hours, anyone who wants to explore social media with AI, reach out to me. Awesome. Thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. You see, yeah, so that's it. Andrew is right there. So if you want to explore social media with AI, reach out to Andrew. Right there is a part of this community. He was in the Wealth Building Academy. It's been on this panel, and he's a financial, is into finance as well, right? So yeah, financial services area. Yes, thank you so much for bringing out the word, right? So make sure that, whatever you can do to just survive at this time. This time will pass. Trust me. Let me tell you the things that I've seen. Let me tell you. I've actually seen someone, actually, this is not a good news. This person has been in this country from age 17 and had not left this country. Had been in this country when she from 17. So it means she studied here, and she did not mid 40s right now, and she had to, because of lack of job, she had to pack her bags and leave back to Africa. So I tell you, when I tell you, so I don't, if you ask, yes, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it happened this last week with children. So she never did whatever service they do in Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian American, right? In Nigeria, she never did that. She never did. So she's going back to do so you know what that means. So it's never been crazy than now. So don't overthink it. Just weather the storm, right? Weather the storm. And even back in Africa, it's not like it's easy as well. And let's keep tapping out the live. Can we tap out the live? Click on the follow button if you haven't, and join the $1 Million League so you can be a part of the 21 days of money reset that will start tomorrow. And if you miss the Wealth Building Academy, send a DM so that you can get. It's very explosive. We have 3 doctors and everybody, Chief Information Security Officer, and of course our clinical therapist who has been a professor for the past 28 years. She was there yesterday. She was absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing. So you don't want to miss it. We talked about investing. We talked about real estate. We talked about building your foundation. We talked about skill set, right? All of those kind of things are things that we touched on, and it's a follow up from that we have the 21 days of money reset, right? I know that the gas is already up. At least if you don't know anything, gas is at double the price. Now whenever I fill my tank, I put over $100. That's what fills my tank right now. And before now it was $60 as of 2 months ago. So that in itself, groceries are more expensive. Things are way, way more expensive. It's crazy. And on top of that, the income is not going up. More opportunities are getting narrower. So if you are still on your job, please have your emergency fund. And we'll have the day when we are going to tell you to set that up, right? Just make sure that whatever you're doing, right, be more intentional about your money, right? Be more intentional about your money. Do not also think about what are the other skills that you can have. Don't depend on one stream of income. Think about other streams of income that you can have, right? Thinking about that more than ever, right? Oh, and I was talking about the quitters, right? So that's part of the reason why we're having this challenge. Antonio Scott just joined the $1 Million League, and congratulations to Antonio joining the community. Welcome in. Just click on that follow button if you're wondering, and you're wondering what the $1 Million League is. $1 Million League is just a community of people that's saying that, you know what, instead of doing a 20 to 65, we are going to build that 1 million, get to that $1 million status in 10 years or less. And you're like, oh, those people are crazy. It's impossible. I tell you, it is very possible. It is achievable. It is proven. It is done. It's only you that you are just still on the side, right? And guess what? If you are, you might be getting any money right now. And Toby just joined the community of millionaires, right? It is proven, it is achievable, right? But it starts with your income. That's why I need to sensitize anyone, right, that is, you're out of job right now. It's okay, right? What creates additional streams of income? Think of what can you make? What can you do outside of that job that can start bringing you income? But once that income start coming in, you're not going to be funding just lifestyle. That's not what we do here, right? It's going to change. Whatever we do here is, as a matter of fact, it is not get rich quick scheme. It's called something called delayed gratification. We're not going to go straight from income to lifestyle. That's not what you're doing. Hey, Pike, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Can we get it to 5,000 and share out the live? Invite your friends over. Don't be the one enjoying this alone, right? Don't be the only one. Don't be the only one that will do this reset, this challenge. As a matter of fact, invite a lot of your friends. Don't do it. Just don't be the. Yes, thank you so much. Don't be the only one, right? Do it. Have accountability partners, right? We'll put through a challenge today. Have another person that you're going to. Have you done your own? I've done mine, right? Have accountability partners. So share the live and invite your accountability partners so that they can also partake in this, so that by the end of the year, you miss the other 6 months of the year, right? That's fine. The beginning of the year till now, you missed that. But then, how about the other part of the year? You still have at least 6 months. That's why we are starting in June and we are not starting in July, right? We're starting in June, right? The last time we did it in December ahead of, so we have a whole year. Thank you so much for sharing the life. Absolutely. I did it in 20 years. I give back to doing mission Q. Yeah, see? Thank you so much for that, and Tony confirming that. But a lot of people feel that it has to be 45 years. And I agree, yes, because if all you do is put your money in 401k and you put it in savings account, I tell you, and I was going to show this video that I saw. Give me 1 second.